Dear friends, I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. And this Shabbat we begin reading the second book of the Torah, Shemot. And in this week's Torah portion, we start talking about the descent of the Jewish people into slavery while in Egypt, and Hashem's preparing the Jewish people's freedom and exodus from Egypt. And it all begins when Moshe Rabbeinu, who had to flee Egypt because he killed an Egyptian who was torturing a Jew, he ended up becoming a shepherd, marrying the daughter of Yisro. And while he's shepherding the many sheep, the great flock, and he's far in the desert, actually very near the mountain Chorev, which is Mount Sinai, and he sees from a distance the burning bush. We all know and are aware of the burning bush. Moshe sees this bush that's burning and it's not being consumed. And it grabs his attention and he starts getting closer, realizing something is going on here. And as he gets closer, a voice comes from heaven through the bush, telling Moshe to take off his shoes. He's on a very holy grounds. And that's when Hashem starts addressing him. The question that's asked is, this is the first encounter of Moshe with God, the beginning of what will be the greatest journey for any leader and prophet, to start leading the Jewish people out of Egypt, a place that no one ever escaped, to take out an entire nation, to destroy Egypt, to bring the Torah to the Jewish people and prepare them to be a nation and enter into Israel and bring us to the borders of Israel. No one had accomplished and no one was as great as Moshe. How is it that God's first encounter with him was not in a very special setting? You know, even today when people make meetings, even enemies, they meet in a beautiful setting where it's relaxed, it's calm, peaceful. You can have a proper conversation. The atmosphere itself adds to the ability for the proper conversation to happen. And why would Hashem choose a burning bush, not even a beautiful tree, an orchard tree, but just a bush that's burning but not being consumed? And I believe here that the Torah is trying to tell us something very important. Because this is not only the first encounter of Moshe, this is the beginning of our relationship with Hashem and how Hashem appears to us. And Jewish life has two components. On one hand, there's a fire. Throughout a lot of our history, and today we're experiencing it, that there's a fire burning in the Jewish world. There are enemies who are trying to burn us up. On the ground in Israel, the terrible thing that they did October 7th, the consistent fighting they're doing, and from so many places, all around the world, in the media, the social media, the various protests, they're trying to burn the ground we walk on and burn the Jewish people, the Jewish spirit. The pain, the hardship. But yet, though we may look like a bush, and we feel empty, and we feel that we're desolate, and there is no chance, Hashem reminds us that our bush will never be consumed. The fire never consumes us. Not only does the fire not consume us and break us, but the fire alone is what brings God into our life. When we recognize that this fire is only there to strengthen, to warmth, to bring warmth, to bring light. This fire has to be turned into the fire of our soul, the passion for God, the excitement about being Jewish. The standing tall and proud, just like a fire is always burning upward. The stepping up at these moments with greater commitment, and with greater sense of identity and of purpose. This is the secret of the Jewish people. the bush that never is always burning, but it's never consumed. Not only it's never consumed, but this becomes the focal point. That bush turned into Mount Sinai, where we got the Torah. So when we are in this time, when the fire is great around us, let's light up our fire of passion for the truth, for justice, for God to have a home in this world, to transform the world around us, and it will happen. It doesn't take much for things to turn, and it will turn. But we got to keep on pushing till that moment. And then the burning bush will turn to another great revelation with the coming of Mashiach very quickly in our days. So I want to wish you a Shabbat Shalom. God bless you. God bless all the Jews around the world. Bring the hostages home safe and alive. Heal all the injured soldiers and those who are bereaved. Bring comfort. Let everyone be safe, and let's have a resounding, clear victory in Israel that no one will ever pick up a hand against a Jew again. So we love you all. Shabbat Shalom. Candlelighting time in Montreal, 4:07 p.m.